chapter 12. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince who standeth for the children of your people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to reproaches and everlasting abhorrence. And they that are wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn the many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But you, O Daniel, shut up the words, and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on the bank of the river on this side, and the other on the bank of the river on that side. And one said to the man clothed in linen, who was above the waters of the river, How long shall it be to the end of the wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, who was above the waters of the river, when he lifted up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swore by him that lives forever, that it shall be for a time, and a times and a half. And when they have made an end of breaking in pieces the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the latter end of these things? And he said, Go your way, Daniel, for the words are shut up and sealed till the time of the end. Many shall purify themselves, and make themselves white, and be refined. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. But they that are wise shall understand. And from the time that the continual burnt offering shall be taken away, and the detestable thing that causes appallment set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Happy is he that waits, and comes to the 1,335 days. But go your way till the end be, and you shall rest, and shall stand up to your lot at the end of your days. All right, let's go back up to verse 1, and we will be continuing, see, in this vision, this great vision that Daniel had, this vision of the end, or that which leads up to the end of a period, see, the end of a time, the end of a age, the end of a understanding, so to speak, and the new beginning. See, a new beginning. God always makes a new beginning. God shows us that throughout the book. See, with each generation, God offers even a new beginning. See, a brand new start to keep the covenant, to keep the law. This was the purpose, to teach your children in the beginning and this was a commandment of God, to teach your children the law, see, that it would remain forever. Because as long as God has a remnant, we find there is hope. There's even visions and understandings to come. See, and that's where we're really at. But we're going to find now this one who would come, these kings that God sent. None of them done. No king was ever sent to do good. These kings were for mischief. These kings were sent for judgment. Samuel tells us in chapter 8. See, it was because they turned from God. They hated the Lord. They didn't want to obey God's law. These few simple things that God give you for understanding and knowledge and wisdom. It wasn't for a rule to rule over. See, God did it for your good, that you might have life. And that was really the whole key of it all, that you might have life. These are the things of life. And even like in the garden when he commanded, you shall not do that. That was the law. You shall not take of that fruit, because you'll die. See, and that was to go against God's law, to go against God's understanding. See, to forsake God and his understanding. He give you the ability to choose, and he told you what not to do and what to do. But we're going to pick it up here in verse 1. We're going to be continuing for a few verses here in this vision, even this vision of the end. And this will be after the last prince, we'll call him, this last king, is going to place his tents there between, and this is his camp. This is his place of fortification he's going to make between the seas and the holy mountain. See, that seas, that's all the waters that God divided in the beginning. God divided the waters, the understandings of all. Well, that's what water is, these things that have descended. They come from heaven. They were rain. And this is the understanding fallen from God, and it forms upon the earth. It causes rivers and these seas. And these are all the understandings we will see. And this land, this flesh that is raised up, we'll find out it's all the work of God, even from the beginning. But we're there at this time. The tents are there between the holy mountain, that exalted place that God raised up for himself. See, that's God's mountain. Holy, hallowed, sanctified. You can't touch it. Great trouble comes when they do this. We'll pick it up here in verse 1. At that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince who stands for the children of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And at that time, that's that period where these great armies have fell up between understanding and God's holy mountain. That's that exalted place. That's the law. See, God raised that up in the beginning. And from the beginning there was the law, and we'll find out that is that holy mountain. That is that exalted place of God right there where he rules from. But at this time, at this period here, now, we'll find that Michael, and Michael is this one who is like unto the mighty one. I believe in an earlier chapter I said it's the one like unto God, but it's actually the one who is like unto the mighty one. El is Elohim. Elohim is the mighty one of the strong ones. See, in reality, God is the mighty one. These strong ones are these ones that God sends. They are these serve God. They are the mighty ones of the earth. These that serve God. He is the great prince, this great ruler who stands for the children of your people. That's those of Judah. Those are praisings. And there shall be a time of trouble, this period of trouble, and we will find out a lot of people call this tribulations. And that's what trouble is, tribulations, these periods of trouble, these great troubles that are going to come upon the earth. Well, we'll find out God's going to take understanding away, and knowledge is going to go away. See, not true knowledge and understanding. And there's going to be a period of time where there's a time of deliverance. See, there's a time of witness. There's a time of understanding. And when we see and we witness these judgments that God sets in the earth, God does that. That's God's work. God's domain alone. He does this. Everybody that understands that, they keep the law, see, because they have fear of God and because they know there is a God. He done this. God did this great work and no other. But these that believe, these that have understanding, will find they are written in the book. And that written in the book is to be engraved into the book, engraved into that place where the words are written. And we'll find out there those words that are written, see, are the law. These are the ordinances, these statutes of God. And those that are engraved into them, we will find they shall live. All these that are found there, too. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, some to reproaches and everlasting abhorrence. See, and many of them that sleep in the dust. This to sleep in the dust means to be dead, so to speak. This is to be dead, or to this dust, that which God made you from, even the earth. That's where flesh come from. This thing that is made manifest upon the earth, this manifested into reality even. These shall sleep. They have no understanding. They are as if they're in a sleep. It's all like a vision, a dream, and a reality that is not real. See, this is an alternative thing created by somebody else, an understanding of men. Some shall awake to everlasting life, and that's to have understanding. To have life everlasting, obviously to be an observance to the law, because to not observe the law would be instant death. See, God said if you sin, you die. And the moment you sin, you die. That's to be go sleep. See, you've left understanding and went into the flesh or into the dust of the earth. See, there you sleep. But some can be woke up. See, God gave you the law in the beginning for your own good. He said he wrote it on your heart. And everybody can hear it. They are within his understanding. 3. And they that are wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. And they that turn the many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. And they that are wise, wise is something God gives. You see, it's a wisdom. Wisdom comes from knowledge. Knowledge from your ability to use your understanding the law of God that He gave you in the beginning for your own knowledge, your wisdom, and your understanding. See, and this would be to achieve this brightness, to shine, this light that comes forth, this understanding that God gives, and your ability to stay with it. And that requires nothing but to face the judgments of God. See, they that turn the many to righteousness, these stars forever and ever. These that turn the many to righteousness, they stand there calling constantly at the gates. Turn, see, at that place where the fork is in the road. You go the wrong way here. Turn here. Keep the law and the ordinances of God and enter in. See, these shine as stars, these great lights of understanding. And they will forever and ever. But you, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. But you, O Daniel, the judge of the mighty one, shut up the words and seal the book. Shut up these words, close them. It's not to not open, see, and to seal. And that seal was placed on the book, that it could not be opened, see, even to the time of the end. That period, see, at the latter portion. That's that latter portion. These periods, we'll find out these periods are been divided. They've been divided. And the last period broke up. See, because God does that. God constantly calling you, giving you a chance to turn. See, many shall run to and fro, back and forth, running around, and knowledge shall be increased. Knowledge and understanding, it's going to be increased slowly, because God will find out. God controls those rivers. God brings the rain. God causes it. This is all the work of God. 5. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on the bank of the river and on this side, and the other on the bank of the river on that side. Behold, now look and see. Daniel seen this one who judges the mighty one. He looked, and behold, there stood these other two, these witnesses too. See, there's a witness. The one on the bank of the river on this side, and we're going to find out this bank is that which is divided, or this bank is that which has been divided. There's a bank on this side, there's a bank on the other side, and there is a river that runs between them. And this river is understanding. This river is time. See, this river, and we'll find out, this river is that which flows between that which has been divided. It's made plain. These two banks, there's one on this side and one on that side. 6. And one said to the man clothed in linen, who was above the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of the wonders? And this one said to the man, and this is the one who is clothed in linen. This clothed in linen is to be, he's made white. This linen cloth that he wears is that which is made pure. It's white. It's cleaned. See, it's a garment given by God. It's going to be the protection of the law. And he was above the waters. These waters, even that which descends, these waters of understanding of the river. See, that which flows through the river. This is the understanding flowing through time. These examples God's made. God did that. That's God's work. He said, how long shall it be to the end of the wonders? These wonders, this word wonder, this word is pele. And it's a marvel. It's an extraordinary work. See, it's a jaw dropper. I have called it. We'll find out. It's this thing they've set up that's going to cause a parliament. 7. And I heard the man clothed in linen, who was above the waters of the river, when he lifted up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and he swore by him that lives forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half, and when they have made an end of breaking in pieces the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And I heard this man, this person who was clothed in linen. This one had made himself white through the law and through that understanding that God gave him. This covering that he was given was above the waters. He was over these waters, these understandings of the river, even these understandings that flowing through time. He was above them, over them. He had knowledge of them. And when he lifted up his right hand and his left hand, his right, because there is his great strength and his great work that he does, his powers, even in his left hand unto heaven. This left hand is the witness now, these works, and the strength, understanding. We'll see, these things he has lifted up, even to understanding. And he swore by him that lives forever, that it shall be for a time, times and a half. And this period, we'll find out, he swore to God. He swore to him, that's God. God lives forever, see. We are mortals. We do not live forever. Our immortality amounts to the fact whether we are engraved into the book or not. See, our mortality of flesh has been determined. But God, he lives from generation to generation, see. And he says it's going to be for a time. This times and a half. And it is for a period. This, we'll find out it's for a period. God's always doing his work. His work takes a period of time. We'll have rest in these periods that are divided and a half. This is a division of a period. See, this is a division. And God divided it. God divides the periods. God sets the kings up. God causes the kings to rule. God tears the kingdoms down, gives it to another. God does that. That's the work of God. See, that's how he does things. You just do whatever the will of your heart is, the want of your heart, because God gives you exactly what you ask for. When they've made an end of breaking in pieces the power of the holy people, and we'll find out this power, this breaking in pieces, the strength that the holy people had, these things shall be finished. And this holy people are those that God sanctified, God set aside. See, God did that from the beginning. God has the ability to take a nation and just set them to the side and say, I'm going to use these. They're going to do some work, and they serve God. And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the latter end of these things? And I heard, but I didn't have no understanding. These times and a half, they mean nothing with this period and these periods that have been divided. These things that God did, he broke them up. What shall be the latter end of these things? What shall be the end of it all, though? We know all about these periods and these times. God's done all this, but what about the end of it all? 9. And he said, go your way, Daniel, for the words are shut up and sealed till the time of the end. And go your way, Daniel. Go your way, you judge of the mighty one. For these words, this understanding is shut up. It's sealed till the time of the end. Remember, he commanded Daniel to seal the book. Seal it. A seal is something that's placed on there. It can't be broken. And Daniel's the one that sealed the book. Daniel, this judge of the mighty one. And Daniel can break the seal. 10. Many shall purify themselves, and make themselves white, and be refined. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. But they that are wise shall understand. Many shall purify themselves, passing through the judgment. That's where you turn yourself to the judgment of God. You know you sinned. You broke the law of God. Turn yourself to God's judgments. There's punishment and forgiveness, mercy from God. He's always enduring. His mercy endureth forever. He's there, waiting for you to turn. Make yourself white. Clean yourself. Sanctify yourself. And be refined. Let God make your heart into pure gold. See, God can do that through his law, through his understanding that he give you. But the wicked, see, they shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand. They'll have no understanding. See, God gives you the law in the beginning for your understanding, for your knowledge and your wisdom. And you can hear, you understand. And they that are wise shall understand. And that's you that can hear the law, and you know, It's the Word of God, and you have understanding because God gave it to you in the beginning. He wrote it on your heart. He put it in your understanding. 11. And from the time that the continual burnt offering shall be taken away, and the detestable thing that causes appalment set up, there shall be 1,290 days. And from that time, that's that period that the continual burnt offering shall be taken away. That burnt offering, see, that was that which God gave you in the beginning to make atonement for your sin, to make atonement for this that had to pass through the fire, for that last generation that had to go through the ignorance and the understanding of men. That's that furnace of ignorance, this thing that men make, their understandings for the gain of this earth. God's kingdom is of understanding and knowledge and wisdom. See, it's of the law, and it's as free as the wind that blows. And these detestable things that causes appalment, that which they set up, it's an idol. It's an idol they made for all the earth to serve. We'll find out it was the work of God from the beginning. God did it. See, God did it. And it was the zeal of the Lord that accomplished it. We can witness these works of God throughout time by all the others that have been before. See, from that period, when that which it causes appalment set up, there shall be 1,290 days. And that's the fulfillment. See, this 1,000, that's a fulfillment. It's to witness the judgment. See, that's 200. That we can witness these judgments that God does. And there's 90 days. 90 days, because see, 9 tens. 9 tens, 9 is harvest. There is a harvest in the law. That's them tens. And even these periods of the law. Even these understandings, these days. 12, and happy is he that waits, and comes to the 1,335 days. Happy, joyful, glad. See, the one who makes it through, the one who accomplishes, and waits. God said your strength is in sitting still. And he comes to that 1,335 days. 1,000, once again, to the fulfillments. 3, to complete. 3 is to complete like a complete witness. We can see these things clearly, these judgments. See, God has worked in the earth. And 5, there's grace. See, 5, there's grace from God. 30 days. 30, it's a dedication of understandings. These understandings were dedicated. Why? 3 tens. That's to complete the witness of the law. To complete the law in understanding. That's why all of it was done, so that we can have understanding that God rules among men. See, one thing about Daniel, he is the judge of the mighty one. Daniel has the ability, and we find it written with Nebuchadnezzar, Belshazzar, Darius, Cyrus, all of them. Daniel had a way of telling them that your kingdom has come to an end. See, God rules kings. He is the ruler of rulers. He is the judge of judges. He's God. And he's going to take your kingdom and break it. Daniel had a way of telling the kings that, and they loved it. They enjoyed it. Because they didn't have no understanding what Daniel was saying. Everything reaches its end. There's a beginning, and then there's an end. God, though, God's kingdom, there is no end of. See, his kingdom is eternal. God is all power and strength. 13. But go your way till the end be. And you shalt rest, and shalt stand up to your lot at the end of the days. And go your way, see, till the end be. Till the end, and we're going to find out this is the end of these understandings. All the end of it all. See, when there's understanding. And you shalt rest, and that's have rest. You shall stand up in your lot. You'll stand up in the day according to your lot. See, that's that lot which you draw. See, we'll find out one way or the other. God judges all. God judges all in the end of days, and that's at the end of all the understandings. And he has written, he's engraved it into the law, into the book, those that keep his understanding. We're going to finish Daniel today. We will be moving forward, though. We are constantly moving forward and through this period here, this understanding, the time that God wants you to have understanding of. We're going to go to the book of Esther. We're going to go back a little bit before Cyrus right here. We'll see a little bit more of what's going on. Hope to see you there. Turn and return.